BlackRock, the company that controls the world from the shadows. BlackRock has investments in a vast array of companies, including prominent names like Apple, Facebook, Google, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, and Tesla, among many others. The company owns shares in most US banks, as well as the majority of major US media outlets, and even has a hand in the governments of dozens of countries. BlackRock alone accounts for 10% of global transactions. It is valued at $10 trillion and is literally everywhere, with its finger in every pie, yet we know very little about it. So what exactly is BlackRock? To understand the company, you first need to know the man who founded it, Lawrence D. Fink, known as Larry Fink. Born in the early 1950s into a modest family, he was quickly attracted to power and money. He naturally gravitated toward the world of finance. At 23, he got a job as a financial analyst at First Boston Investment Bank. He mastered subprime mortgages like no one else, and at only 31, after generating more than $1 billion, he became the youngest CEO in the company's history. But this relationship with benefits didn't last long. 3 years later, he lost $100 million for his employer. Thanks, goodbye. He was forced to resign, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Fink quickly bounced back by co-founding an investment company that focuses on developing risk management and avoidance services. To put it simply, if you want to invest but don't know how, you entrust your money to BlackRock, which takes care of investing it in the best possible way to bring you maximum profits. The year was 1988. BlackRock, a company specializing in asset management, was born. Quickly, the company found major success. After just 5 years, BlackRock was already managing more than $50 billion in assets. But beware, BlackRock's success is no accident. If you think that artificial intelligence is a recent phenomenon, you're sorely mistaken. When he created BlackRock, Fink also created Aladdin. Nothing to do with the guy on the flying carpet. It's actually the famous risk management platform. It uses artificial intelligence to predict fluctuations in the financial market, enabling investments to be made in the safest and most profitable way possible. Today, more than 200 financial institutions around the world use the services of this AI. In financial terms, BlackRock manages more than $20 trillion through this artificial intelligence. Basically, that's just the equivalent of the US GDP. Simple as that. And by owning shares in most American media outlets, BlackRock ensures a certain degree of discretion. We hear very little about it, and the company continues to infiltrate all aspects of the world's economic management without us worrying about it. The problem is that BlackRock goes wherever there is money to invest without necessarily worrying about the consequences. So when the average Joe entrusts his money to BlackRock, he has no say in how it will be invested. He is then, without knowing it, financing arms manufacturers or even totalitarian regimes. It is a shareholder in several companies on the list of those persecuting the Uyghurs, such as Nike, Amazon, Apple, Nintendo, and many others. So when Larry Fink says capitalism is about profit, not political correctness, we can see where he's coming from. And if you think that's all, well, it doesn't stop there. BlackRock can now influence decisions of US and foreign governments. Since 2008, Fink has joined the World Economic Forum, which already impacts international policies. In recent years, we've seen him intervene alongside Volodymyr Zelensky during the war in Ukraine, and during COVID, he has also been hired by the US Federal Reserve to manage the country's investments. And the list goes on. In brief, it is estimated that the assets managed by BlackRock represent 10% of the global GDP. Basically, if BlackRock falls, everyone falls with it. And to think that 2 minutes ago we didn't even know this company existed.